Hey everyone, welcome to IEP Basics, part four of our four-part series. This is where we're going to kind of wrap things up. A little bit about me, the voice you hear in the background. My name is Christine Vaccaro, and I am a family navigator with St. Louis ARC. I bring with me 10 years of professional experience and 20 years of personal experience in obtaining and maintaining successful IEPs. In part four of our series, we're going to talk today about how to involve your child in the IEP process and transition IEPs, which happen during high school years. So, involving your child, you want to start as young as possible and with basic involvement. Maybe in elementary school, you can just have an informal conversation with your child. What do you like about school? What do you like about going to your special education classroom? Is there something that really helps you, whether it's a fidget item, a quiet place to take a test? Get their input on things. So again, ask them what helps, ask them what they don't like. There might be something in that IEP that they just are totally against, and school, they feel like school's forcing that on them. So get the good and the bad. As far as including them in the meeting themselves, it's really based upon your child and your preference. It's a good idea to involve them at least in the last part of an IEP meeting by the time they're in middle school. And the reason I say the last part of the meeting, you're going to find that during IEP meetings, the beginning, they're going to talk about your child's disability, their deficits, where they struggle. It can seem kind of negative, especially to a child. So when they're younger, you might want to bring them in maybe after you've updated the goals or changed modifications and accommodations. Let your child come in and go over those with them so then they know what to expect. When they get to high school, they should really be contributing to their IEP meetings. A good tool you can use is from Charting the Life course, which is a program that University of Missouri Kansas City has. It's called Charting the Life course. And you can go to their website, lifecoursetools.com, and find any and everything as far as hints and handouts to use to kind of plan for life's changes. This simple form is a life trajectory planning form. Again, you're going to talk about what your child wants up here in the upper right-hand corner. So those are kind of in the future. Where do they want to be? Where do they want to go? You're also going to talk about what they don't want. Over here on the left, past experiences. The top are things that have worked for them. Maybe they've been allowed longer time to complete a test. Maybe it's a quiet setting. Whatever's been helpful, you're going to put in that upper left-hand box. Below that, you're going to put the things down that your child or you feel did not benefit your child. Then in the middle section on the top where it says moving forward, you're going to list current things or future things that you think may help your child get to that, what they really want to achieve in school or after school even. So anything, ideas maybe you want to try will go there. And at the bottom of that center section, you're going to put things to avoid that are going to keep your child from reaching their goal. Maybe that would be if they were younger, they had a para follow them around all day, like kind of one-on-one support. And when they're in high school, maybe they want to try to back that off so they don't feel kind of singled out with their peers. Again, it's just a planning tool that you can use to kind of help your child prepare and really get their input. And then you want to do some planning for the future. Again, you can use that trajectory form, but you want to talk about what your child sees and what you see for your child after high school. And that brings us to those transition IEPs. They happen in key parts in your child's educational career. The first one will be from early childhood to kindergarten. And there, they're going to write a completely new IEP for your child once they start kindergarten. better suited to elementary school versus preschool. You're going to have another transition from elementary to middle school. So at the end of fifth grade, there you're going to involve the middle school. So who's going to be your child's teachers next year? Maybe their case manager is changing. A principal or a counselor might come to the meeting. And that's when you definitely want to involve your child so they have a chance to meet those key people that are going to support them the following year. And you're going to create some updated goals for your child as they move into middle school. When they complete middle school at the end of eighth grade, you're going to have another transition. Again, the high school will be involved. You want to make sure your child is involved. Your child should be allowed to have a vocational rehabilitation evaluation done by the end of eighth grade, beginning of ninth grade. And that's going to help set goals for their career path. And then you're going to also shift the IEP to focus on building skills for after high school. So up until now, pretty much everything in the IEP has probably been academic and how to function better in school. When you get to high school, you start looking at that next step beyond, so into adulthood. And then finally, you'll have the last IEP at the end of senior year. It says to college, an IEP will not transfer to college, but you can take it to the special education department in your college, and it really does help them know for accommodations and modifications and things. They just won't have specific goals in college. So you're going to, again, make sure to involve your child. You're going to determine a path. Are they going through to college or maybe straight to work? It's also a good idea to get another vocational rehab evaluation because a child changes a lot from maybe 14 years old to 18 or even up to age 21. You can attend high school. So a lot happens in that time. Your child matures a lot and interests change. So always ask for that second vocational rehab evaluation. All right, that brings us to the conclusion of our four-part series. Again, for any handouts, email us at handoutrequest@slark.org. Or to get that help from a family navigator, we can help you with the transition IEPs. We can help you looking at life beyond, so transitioning to adulthood. Reach out to us at slark.org, about us, fill out the contact us form, have an intake specialist reach out and get you set up with a family navigator to help you through these life transition ages. Thank you so much.